class, Professor Smith here. So excited to create a video on finding, evaluating, and interpreting an inverse function for a given linear relationship. In this example, we have a tank is being filled with a liquid L of T, given below, is the amount of liquid in liters in the tank after T minutes. So we have the equation L of T is equal to 2.5 T plus 11.5, and they want us to complete the following statements. Let L inverse be the inverse function of L, and let x be the output of the function L. That is, x is equal to L of T, and T is equal to L inverse of x. Which statement best describes L inverse of x? Let's first begin by writing x equal to L of T, and we have x as a function of T, and they tell us here that L of T, which is equivalent to x, is the amount of liquid in liters after T minutes. So x is equal to the amount of liquid in liters in the tank after T minutes. Now part A asks us to find not what x is, but L inverse of x, which would be equivalent to solving for T, getting T in terms of x. We already know T is minutes, so we're saying that L of x is going to tell us after T minutes, we're going to have so many liters of liquid. So let's determine which one of these four choices would best represent our answer. So we know that it's time, so here we don't have anything about time. And here's the first one. The amount of time in T minutes it takes to have X liters of liquid. So we would pick this choice here, the fourth choice. Our next question is L inverse of X is equal to blank. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the equation X equal to L of T, which is equal to 2.5 T plus 11.5, and now we're going to solve for T in terms of X. So when we do that, we have X equal to 2.5 T plus 11.5, subtracting 11.5 from both sides, so we'll have the 2.5 T isolated. And then the next thing we want to do is get the T isolated, so we'll divide both sides by 2.5. So x minus 11.5 all over 2.5 will give us the value for T. So now we have L inverse of x, which is equal to T, is given by x minus 11.5 over 2.5. When we substitute in x, which is liters, we get time. Next, we're asked to find L inverse of 90. To find L inverse of 90, we're going to use the equation for L inverse of x, and we'll replace x with 90. So L inverse of 90 is equal to 90 minus 11.5 all over 2.5. Since we're allowed to use the ALEKS calculator for this problem, we'll substitute in our values, 90 minus 11.5 all over 2.5 to get the answer for our equation. Substituting in, we get 31.4. Let's do another example. Here we have P of N given below as the price in dollars for N grams of vitamins. So we have P of N is equal to 0.2 N plus 5.3. Let P inverse be the inverse of P, and let X be the output of the function P. That is, X is equal to P of N, or N is equal to P inverse of X. Which statement best describes P inverse of X? So I'll first start off by letting X equal P of N. So now I have X as a function of N, and remember N is the number of grams of vitamins. So I have X in terms of N. That is, I have X, which is in dollars, equal to 0.2 N plus 5.3, where N is equal to grams of vitamins. So solving for N in terms of X, that means I'm going to have grams of vitamins in terms of X, which is the price. So let's see which one of these statements has grams of vitamins as a function of price. So the amount of vitamins in grams for a price in dollars. So it'll be our first choice. In order to find P inverse of X, which is our second part, B, we're going to solve for N in terms of X. So we'll take X equal to 0.2 N plus 5.3. We'll subtract 5.3 from both sides. So I'll have X minus 5.3 equal to 0.2n. And then to isolate n, I will divide by 0.2. So I'll have x minus 5.3 divided by 0.2 equal to n. So now I have n in terms of x, or I can write it as n equal to x minus 5.3 over 0.2, but n is equal to p inverse of x. So now we've satisfied part B. P inverse of x is equal to x minus 5.3 all over 0.2. Our next step, we're asked to find P inverse of 6.6. So to find P inverse of 6.6, we're going to substitute in 6.6 for x. So we'll have 6.6 minus 5.3 over 0.2. Substituting into the ALEKS calculator, 6.6 minus 5.3, double-clicking to highlight the difference, and then dividing by 0.2, selecting equals, and we get 6.5. So when the price is $6.6, we're going to end up with 6.5 grams of the vitamin. So I hope this video on finding, evaluating, and interpreting an inverse function for a given linear relationship has been helpful for you.